Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be reacting to Play on Tabletop's How to Play Warhammer 40k 9th edition for beginners. Now we got the boring part out of the way. I do want to say that I will keep the react videos in this format, and the title, everything, no scriptures, just me reacting. I think it's a better product. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the video because I'm excited about this.
Hey everybody, how you guys holding up today? JT
Hello.
McDowell here with my good friend Tycho Umaga. We're looking at Warhammer 40k 9th edition, and we're going to show you how to play today.
Yeah. Since I'm too broke to afford any of this, I get to experience this through others.
So JT,
And it's got the Necrons. Might as well, right? Talked about it this week.
I'm bringing the Necron half of the Indomitus box set. 40 million years ago, they went to sleep. They conquered the galaxy, and they're awakening. And they are pressuring humanity now, and humanity's on the brink of destruction because the Necrons have risen to reclaim the galaxy.
But, Kaliman, the scions of the Ultramarines are going to band together, defend humanity.
Get you some.
Yeah, bring you some real strong Primaris Marine action. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So are the Primaris already in the tabletop? Oh, I guess they just said it. But I didn't know they were already, like, implemented, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really read too much on the Primaris, so anyways.
To play this game, you need a couple of things to start off with. First thing you need is a rule book. That's going to tell you where all your rules are. You can buy that separately. One comes in the Indomitus box, or the basic rules are available for free to download online. You'll also need dice. Dice are your standard six-sided dice.
The main component.
Everything works in the game. To hit, to wound, all those neat things are all based on the roll of a dice. You'll need a measuring device.
Without that, you just have a very expensive
measuring stick, whatever it is
decorations.
to measure in inches the ranges and movement of your models. You're also going to need a place to play. Coffee table, dining room table, or this beautiful battle mat that we have here.
Lastly, almost most importantly, for
I think it'd be fun.
Models, you need a gorgeous army.
I think it'd be fun to make your own, like, table dedicated to that, where you could put, like, a jungle themed ruins or whatever. I think that'd be cool. Oh, beforehand, of course, all the credit goes to Play on Tabletop. This is their video, so I'm just reacting to it. I keep forgetting to do that. But anyways.
So you can play Warhammer 40,000.
And in those models, you have a couple of options. The stuff that comes in the Indomitus set is what we're showcasing here today, and is a fantastic way to start your hobby. However, there are codex.
I'm guessing these probably cost around like $100, somewhere around there, right? Are these like the starter boxes? I'm guessing.
Rule books for each individual army, and you can add more units to your army, flesh out your force, and create.
That's what I need to get first, is a codex for the salamanders, because I want to play salamanders for sure.
Crusading Marines, unstoppable
flamers. Enough said.
Marines, Necron foot soldiers, Necron destroyers,
Pause.
Marines
I'm
in
kidding.
jump packs,
I'm kidding.
You name it, you can have anything you want, and all that information is going to be in that codex rulebook.
So within your codexes, you'll find data sheets. These data sheets describe the units that make up your army. Those units are made up of models. So for a unit of bikes, you'll have 3 models, and that would be a discrete.
Oh, nice.
That moves around
That's
the
cool.
tabletop together. Other times, you have characters.
If anyone in the comments, what are those bikes called? Like, what is their name?
So that single model would make up a unit.
I'm pretty new to Warhammer.
This unit of Necrons is
2 months old.
20 warriors in the one unit.
Every unit in Warhammer has a data sheet.
I am a
That data sheet
tabletop
contains the unit's
virgin.
name, in this case, Necron warriors. It tells you how many models can be in that unit and their vital statistics. Necron warriors, for example, under M, movement, have a movement of 5 inches. This means
So you can have
they
10 to
move
20
5 inches across
and can only move 5. Okay.
The second stat we're going to talk about is weapon skill. That is how well Necron warriors hit things in hand-to-hand combat. Their weapon skill is 3+. That means on a roll of a d6, they need to roll a 3 or higher to hit their foe.
And I'm sure specialty units probably can go higher, right? If they're like a sniper or something like that. I could be wrong on that. I'm probably wrong on it, but
Ballistic skill is the next stat. Ballistic skill for Necron warriors is also a 3+. This means when they shoot a target, they need a 3 or better on a 6-sided dice to effectively hit.
Yeah.
Strength is a statistic that describes.
And I'm guessing the person can counter roll too to see how much damage you could do with that, right? I'm guessing. I should probably shut up and let him talk.
Something hits in hand-to-hand combat. Often weapons will have strengths under themselves that can make them more effective at damaging things.
Copy that.
Toughness is a measure of how resistant to damage a model is. Strength versus
Did I just say copy?
to calculate if a model takes a wound or not.
Anyways.
Describe how much damage a model can sustain.
Attacks are the number of attack rolls that a model gets when in close combat.
Leadership is a description of how tough a model is mentally.
Charisma.
In the morale phase.
Saving throw is a measure of how effective a model's armor is of staving off damage that has wounded it. The Necron warriors that I'll be playing have a 4+ save, meaning should they take a wound on a...
That would be cool to put like a light in there, man. That would be cool. To make it look like it's firing and stuff. Or to where it like blink to make it look like it's continuously firing.
4 or better on a 6-sided dice, I will actually
if it's
ignore
possible. I'm sure it is.
Next on the data sheet, you'll find the weapons. These are the weapon options that the models may have in this unit. Sometimes you get to choose between one or another. Oftentimes it'll be chosen for you for the particular unit.
The 2 Necron weapon options here are Gauss Flayers and Gauss Reapers. Today I'm going to be...
It's just very well edited. I would have to say very well edited, and it gets you the information that you need. I like it.
Playing the Necron warriors with the Gauss Flayer, which is a 24-inch range, which means if I'm within 24 inches, I get to shoot at Tycho.
Nice.
The rapid fire type denotes a special type of weapon. In this case,
I'm sure you probably can't, but can you hit multiple players or minis? Let me know if you can, like on one shot, like if you had a sniper or something like that. I don't know.
If I'm in half range, I actually get an extra shot because of the rapid fire keyword. Weapons will often have different keywords, and those will
I should probably just shut up and let him talk.
Strength is a measure of how strong my gun is. The armor penetration is very important because in this case it's -1, which makes Tycho's saving throw of 3+ on his Marines go to a 4+ or a -1. That denotes how strong the Gauss Flayer is at punching through armor. The damage characteristic is the amount of damage it will do. 1 wound should I successfully punch through Tycho's Space Marine power armor.
The next section talks about abilities. These are specific abilities that the Necron warriors have. Final box, we have faction keywords and keywords.
You gotta admit, man, Necrons are pretty cool. Some of the coolest, I would say. Sister Sororitas, sorry, are probably my favorite aesthetically, right?
With a really powerful
I mean,
50 power level-ish
churches that come down, organ, like artillery.
This guy's gonna be hard to take down.
I mean, that's cool, in my opinion.
I'm going to be bringing the Necron half of the Indomitus box set. Absolutely love the box set. The Necron warriors look gorgeous and can shoot a ton. I'm really excited though for the Skorpek destroyers. They're a fantastic unit that can absolutely mince Space Marines up. Power armor means nothing to these guys. Backed by the Skorpek destroyer lord, I'm really looking forward to making some Space Marine sushi with these guys.
Genetically modified sushi.
Fighting a battle is actually choosing the type of battle you're going to fight.
We've chosen Open Hostility Annihilation. That's quite the title of the mission,
isn't it though?
Yeah.
What this does is detail what our deployment zones are and how we set up our forces.
Okay,
so for
that's cool.
Sake, we've decided to pick a pretty straightforward mission that doesn't involve any objective markers or other forms of scoring, but know that other missions within the Warhammer 40,000 book have a variety of ways to win and to score points.
This is a very straightforward how to play this game. Shoot the enemy, chop the enemy, get at her.
I'm sure there's...
All right.
I'm guessing there's many game modes, so... different types of way of playing, I guess.
Our next step is to set up the battlefield, and we're going to do that now. You need a place to play, and we've got this beautiful battle mat from Game Mat EU and their fantastic Fallout terrain.
What's even better about this terrain is it comes pre-painted. You don't have to do anything. Right out of the box, you're ready to go.
Absolutely fantastic.
That looks cool as heck, man.
Size,
I want it.
By the size of the armies that we're playing.
30 inches this way, 44 this way, and this is kind of our pipes give us our borders a little bit.
For game purposes, the important thing is to decide what keywords the terrain is going to get. We're going to call these big structures, I think they're ruins.
These look like barricades to me.
They do. Barricade, fuel pipe, absolutely. And then that one is going to be an industrial structure. Let's go armored container, because then
Just took a shower right before this, so my skin's all itchy now and dry.
Because you really shouldn't, because you're in the open.
Doesn't look like a lot of places to hide up there.
Doesn't really look like a lot of places to fall in and get munched. We're going by what GW has written in the basic rule book about what a ruin is, what a barricade or fuel pipe is, and what an armored container is. So the specific keywords like obscuring and light cover and those kind of things are right out of the rule book.
And now we determine the attacker and the defender.
Here we go.
Dice, baby. Most important thing. That's all you need in life is dice.
I suppose I'll defend.
So we are playing open hostility annihilation, and my deployment zone is this corner of the board, 10 inches off of the center, and Tycho gets the opposite corner of the board.
Do you get to move with it?
Step 6, declare reserves. Reserves and transports. None of us have any transports, so nobody's to embark.
So do you only get that portion, that corner, to move? I'm guessing? Or if you're not playing with more or 4 people, can you use that whole half board? If you know what I'm talking about. I don't even know if I'm explaining that well. Anyways.
But I am going to put my Scorpec destroyers for 1 command point. I'm going to use strategic reserves, and I'm going to place them, start them off the board. They'll be able to come on turn 2 or turn 3 and be able to come on from a board edge, not counting your home board edge.
I'll also spend a command point and put my eradicators into strategic reserve. I don't want you being able to remove my big
wonderful name
off the table right away, so I'm going to put them back.
So now, as I've chosen to attack,
I'm
going to deploy my first unit, and then you're going to deploy a unit until we run out. I'm going to start with my Canoptic Scarabs.
I think the first unit I'm going to deploy is my...
That doesn't sound too good.
I am going to deploy my Canoptic Reanimator.
Sounds like those things will like eat you from the inside out.
He is going to go back here, and because this is a ruin, and because I am behind it, you cannot see through unless you can draw a 1 millimeter thick line to my base. So even though there's a window here, if you can't draw a straight line to my base, he is going to be obscured.
I'm going to deploy my Outriders to edge my deployments.
I'm going to deploy my Necrons next. They have a 20-man unit. Unit coherency is important in 40k, and depending on your unit size, you have certain limitations. The smaller the unit, the farther apart they can be. For example, Tycho's Outriders just have to be within 2 inches of one other model. However, my 20-man Necron squad, every model has to be within 2 inches of 2 other models.
My next drop is going to be my captain. He wants to make sure that my assault intercessors know where they're going.
I'm going to place my Scorpec Destroyer Lord next. Characters in 40k are only untargetable if they are within 3 inches of a unit that has more than 3 models, or a vehicle or monster. In this
Look out, sir. I don't know why I read that part. Okay. Cannot shoot an enemy character with 9 or less wounds while they are within 3 inches of friendly units is not the closest target. So cannot shoot. Okay, that are 3 inches closer to the friendly unit. So no friendly fire type stuff. Okay.
In this case, my character,
with the enemy being there, so you don't.
Is getting protection from the wall of Necron warriors in front of him.
My Blade Guard veterans will display at the edge of my deployment zone as well.
So my Plasmancer and Crypto Thralls are going to go right there.
My Blade Guard Ancient.
I'm going to put my Roll Warden down.
So my Lieutenant is going to hang out over here with the Blade Guard veterans.
Looks like an Ultramarine castle.
This explains it well, man. I like this video. I'm glad I picked it.
My Chaplain.
That's me completely deployed. You get to deploy the rest of your stuff.
Starting the mission.
Determine first turn. All right. So now, down to the roll of a single dice to see who goes first. Best of luck, Tycho.
Best of luck, JT.
Now that we've
I would-
deployed and rolled for first turn,
I would like a little dice bowl or like a dice square thing that you can put dice in. I think that would be more efficient. I don't know. I'm sure you could do that, right? I'm sure you can.
we would resolve pre-battle abilities and stratagems. I don't have any.
I'm gonna not do all
Maybe
the
not a
large-
dice bowl,
We
but
go.
a little square box thing.
A Warhammer player turn consists of 7 phases. There's the command phase, where command abilities are used and you gain a command point for a battle-forged army. The movement phase, where models are moved, you choose to advance and how you move in this phase. The psychic phase, where your spellcasters and psychic-powered units can do their magic fun stuff. The shooting phase, where your units armed with shooting weapons and ranged weapons can target and shoot enemies. The charge phase, which is where you choose which unit to get into combat with. The fight phase, which is where you fight and chop stuff up in close combat. And finally, the morale phase. The morale phase is where you suffer battlefield losses and possible combat attrition.
Okay.
Start of the command phase, you get a command
That
point.
makes
So I get a
sense.
command point at the start of my command
It's
phase.
kind of
I
cool
was
to
at
have
6 to
that
start the
morale
One to
factor
put my
there.
Scorpec destroyers into reserve, and now I'm back up to 6. Command points are used for stratagems, things like Overwatch or falling back if you're tied up in combat, but we'll talk about more of those as they come up. Now, during my command phase, I do specific things. In this case, I will take my Overlord.
The heck? Oh, okay. That guy had like nipple arms. Arms coming from his nips. Anyways. Some pepperoni nipple. Sorry. Anyways. Oop, wrong button. Wrong button.
And I will tell my Necron warriors,
To my will be done.
that means my Necron
Shows you where my
warriors are
brain's
gonna
at, I
get
guess.
+1 to hit in both shooting and
Apologies.
fighting.
Ooh, they're mean.
So from the command phase, we go to the movement phase. The move characteristic on my models determines how far I go. I'm going to start moving. My Scarabs move 10 inches, +1 for my Overlord's bonus, and they fly, which means I ignore intervening terrain. I am floating beetle bugs around the board. 11 inches. These guys, I believe, move 5. I'm not going to move them very far at all. Just going to move them to get a little protection there. I don't want to get too close to you because you're really good at shooting. 5 + 1 is 6. I'm going to move the Canoptic Reanimator.
Canoptic Reanimator, man. That just sounds
I'm
terrifying.
going to advance my Scorpec Destroyer Lord. So advancing is when you take, instead of moving a normal movement, you add a d6 to your movement, and that's how far you can travel. So my Scorpec Destroyer Lord is going to advance 8 + 5, 13 inches. I just want to get to 18 inches of the bikes. I'm just going to move this Overlord up to here. That's the summation of my movement phase. Now we go to the psychic phase. I have no psychers. However, the next step is psychic phase. If you had psyker units, librarians, wizards, warlocks, etc., now's the time that you would cast their spells, use their abilities. We don't have those, so we can go right to the shooting phase. One of the key things to pay attention to on all your data sheets are the ranges of your weapons. My Plasmancer has an 18-inch range. However, I don't want him to get too close, so I'm not going to move him up. My Royal Warden has a 24-inch range. Now,
Is that what was it? The Plas? Ah, goodness gracious. Anyway, Plasmas. Anyways, I'm probably gonna get roasted for that one. But I'm guessing that's like their turret, right? The Necron's turret thing or something.
he's well within that to shoot at Tycho's intercessors, so I'm happy with that placement.
Come on, say it
I've
again.
chosen to advance my Scorpec Destroyer Lord because that way I can get Tycho's bikes into range of his 18-inch weapon. It's an assault weapon, so I'll have a penalty to shoot it, but I'll still be able to shoot it even though I've advanced.
I hate this
Normally you can't fire a weapon
sweater.
after you advance. my Necron warriors will be able to have a choice of targets, as their range is 24 inches with their Gauss blasters.
Why I wore it.
And I have my Royal Warden in range of your Assault Intercessors.
It's comfortable everywhere else, just not right
I'm
here.
going to target your Assault Intercessors with my Royal Warden. It's rapid fire 2 at 24, which means I get 2 shots at 24 inches of range. I need 3s to hit you. I hit you once and I miss you once. My strength on my weapon is 5 and your toughness is 4. My strength is higher than your toughness, but let's take a minute to explain exactly what that means to everybody watching. When a strength and toughness characteristic are equal, you have a 50-50 chance of wounding your target.
That means a 4 up on a d6.
That means a 4 up on a d6, exactly. If my strength is 4 and your toughness is 4, I need a 4. If my strength is 6 and your toughness is 6, I need a 4.
That's the question I asked earlier.
It's 50-50. If I'm stronger than you are tough, it's easier for me to wound you. So if I'm strength 5 and your toughness 4, I get a +1 to wound, 3 or better. If I'm strength double your toughness, however, then I actually wound you on a 2 or better, because I'm double or more than your toughness with my strength. That means the only way I'm failing to wound you is on a 1. Conversely, it goes the other way as well.
So if my toughness is higher than your strength, 5 or higher, to wound something that is of higher toughness, if I have double the toughness of your strength,
that's something to pay attention to.
6 to wound me. So it can be very difficult to wound.
So basically what it comes down to is know what your opponent has on the field, just like chess.
Large structures, high toughness monsters, and vehicles.
So I hit you once with my Royal Warden, and I'm strength 5 versus your toughness of 4.
That means you need a 3.
And I fail with a 1. I'm going to fire my Scorpic Lord at your Outrider bikes. 18-inch range, I'm within range, and my weapon is an Assault 2d3 Blast. Now, Blast was really good against big units, but against a 3-man unit, it doesn't get the bonuses. If you had, say, a 10-man unit, I would actually get a minimum number of shots with my Blast weapon. I'm going to fire 4 times total at your unit.
So normally, you'd be trying to go for 2s, but you advanced, meaning that you can still shoot your assault weapons, but at a -1. So you're hitting me on 3s.
So I get 4 shots from my Scorpic Lord. I'm normally ballistic skill 2, but as we said, I advance, so I'm -1 to hit.
How many dice do you need?
Because I'm a destroyer and I hate everything.
Let's see how many he has.
Hardwired hatred, I reroll 1s. So on 3s, 2 6s and 2 1s. Well, we couldn't get farther end of the spectrum. Typical play on dice. I reroll the 1s because of the destroyer, so I get 4 hits. Now my weapon is strength 6. What's the toughness on your bikes?
My toughness is 5, meaning you're wounding me on 3s.
I'm wounding you on 3s. So how many wounds do I get?
Oh, look at that.
So I've rolled 2 wounds. I wound you on 3s. My 2 doesn't wound, but because I hate everything, I also re-roll my 1 to wound. And it doesn't matter. So I've wounded you twice. These are both at AP 1, which means your 3-up save is going to be a 4 or better, and they'll do 1 damage each to your Outrider bikers.
So I need a 4 or higher to stop these wounds from hurting my bikes. 2 3s, that's not going to help.
Boy, they got some bad luck going on. Okay, I'm sorry.
I've taken 2 wounds. I get to pick, as the receiver of my wounds, which of my models take these wounds. But because I am a multi-wound model, I have to take all the wounds I'm taking on one particular model until he is dead.
Now I've got my Necron warriors left. One of the key things to remember is if you can't tell what you can shoot at, get down to the table and look. I'm looking at what my Necron warriors can see, and well, it's not a ton. I'm going to shoot 10 guys into the bikes. I'm going to shoot 4 guys into the Blade Guard vets, and I'm going to shoot 6 guys into the Assault Intercessors.
Sounds good.
So that's how my shots are going to break up. So let's start with the bikes. 4, 8, 10 shots. Now, they were the benefits of my will be done, so they will be hitting you on 2s.
Effective.
Very effective. I hit you a lot. I'm strength 4.
That's 5. You're wounding me on 5.
So I need 5s to wound you.
Ooh, there's a few 5s.
I get 1, 2, 3 wounds, -1 AP, so you'll go to a 4 or better save.
4 or better, save my bikes. Ooh, look at that. I rolled pretty well there. I got 2 saves, 1 wound gets through. That means my bike is still alive.
Oh, and I did not kill a bike. Well, that's too bad. Now the 4 guys are shooting into your Blade Guard veterans, targeting them. 3 hits, strength 4, toughness 4 or 5. So I'm wounding you on 4s. I get no wounds. Oh, that's.
It looks like the game progresses somewhat quickly.
There you go.
And I hit all 6 times. Thank you, my will be done.
Wounding on 4s.
Wounding on 4s because toughness 4. Now I'm AP 1, but you are getting cover.
So that means that there's no effective to my armor. I'm still saving on a 3 or
3 or better.
So I have failed twice on this particular armor save, and that means that I lose an intercessor because they have 2 wounds apiece.
2 wounds each.
So this guy here dies.
Later.
That is the end of my shooting phase. Now we go on to the charge phase. During the charge phase, you can declare charges on any units that are within 12 inches. You have to be able to reach the unit that you charge.
So charge, I'm guessing that's where you charge at them, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
So I have an option here to charge.
Yeah, that's
your
what it looks
assault
like.
Intercessors. I would need a 12, but I know that 9 assault intercessors against 6 canoptic scarab swarms is a definite loss for me. So I don't think I'm going to charge. That means we go from charge phase to assault phase because nothing is within.
Come on,
engagement
Necrons,
range.
what are you doing?
Engagement range being 1 inch from an enemy model, there is no fighting. We go right to the morale phase.
I have taken a loss, which means that I need to take a morale check for the unit that has taken the loss. So I roll a d6 and add to it the number of models that I lost. My leadership is 8, 9 because I get +1 for my general, which is right back here. And that means that the total of 2 is not higher than my leadership. I don't fail my morale test. I don't have to take combat attrition. I'm okay. My Space Marines are stalwart.
So that's the end of my
Okay.
turn. I
get
kill
that.
anyone this turn. I do some wounds, but I killed a single model. Tycho, onto your turn 1, sir.
All right. My turn 1 starts with my command phase. So I generate a command point for being in Battle Forge armor. So I'm back up to 6 command dice. I have a litany of hate to sing with my chaplain, which he succeeds on a 3 or higher. He succeeds.
Important to note how Tycho is moving his bikes. Only infantry, swarms, and beasts can move through ruins. That's what the breachable keyword is referring to.
They could get through that too in real life, so
I need to engage you quickly. So
they wanted to.
as far forward as I can. All right, that's as far forward as I can get without advancing.
So movement is done. Do you have a psychic phase?
I don't. None of my guys have the psychic keyword or any psychic powers. So that's it for the psychic phase. Moving on to shooting. So I'm going to shoot with my outriders. They have rapid fire 2 weapons that have
The
a
pew
range of
pews.
30. My strength is 4.
Big old
toughness
pew
is 4,
pews
meaning
and
I
heavy
have
bolters. Is there heavy bolters?
a grand total of 1 ton.
I don't know.
Oh,
I can't
that's
see
an
it.
unfortunate. So I need a 5 or better to save. I get a 5. I'm all good.
8 of them can see this crypto.
Well, heavy bolters are what Space Marines use, so I do believe.
They're near enough to their captain to reroll their 1s. 2 misses. So I need 5s to wound. Luckily, I'm pretty slick and roll 3 there. I get to reroll my 1 for my lieutenant, I believe. Yes, I do.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. So 4 wounds at -1.
So 4 wounds at -1. 3, 4. I'm still within 3 inches of that barricade, so I'm going to get a +1 on my save. So again, +1, -1. I'm going to be on 3 up saves.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, so that's actually going to kill a crypto
Well,
throw.
'cause they also
but I
have
think I'm
bolt-
gonna use a
regular
command
bolters,
point
too.
To re-roll one
Sorry.
of my failed saving throws. I have 6 command points. I'm going to use one of them. So 1 is going to fail for sure, and I need a 3 or better to keep him alive, and I don't.
And of course, I think the heavy bolters, right, are the ones that are more like a turret type thing, right? And they do have like regular bolters, I do believe. It's just humans can't use a heavy bolter. I think I'm remembering that wrong. But anyways.
I spend my command point, and I still lose a crypto throw.
So moving right along, I'm going to head to my charge phase.
To the charge phase. All right, sir.
All right. So I need an 8 or higher to make this charge.
I cannot choose.
That would be like probably my favorite part there, especially with the salamanders.
like that 7. I have a command.
That's where we flame on, flame off, if you know what I'm saying.
Dice left, so I'm going to head down to 5 command points and re-roll that charge.
And here's the key. Because you're choosing to re-roll a charge...
It's from Fantastic Four, by the way. The old one.
And there it is, a 10. All right, so that charge was successful and re-rolled, and you don't have a re-roll again now.
I am out of re-rolls for this charge phase. We'll see how far I can get with my bikers.
Okay, so you're going to declare a charge on my Necron Warriors?
That's right.
I am going to Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Now, Overwatch is a stratagem. It'll cost me a command point, and every one of my warriors gets to shoot you as if it were the shooting phase. The only difference is I only hit you on 6s. So I'm going to have 19 warriors firing at your bikes. I'm under 12 inches away with my unit in rapid fire range, doubles my shots from rapid fire 1 to 2, so I get 38 shots. 38 shots, I hit you 4 times. I'm strength 4, you're toughness 5. I wound you
One time.
once. So 1 AP1 against your bikers.
Oh no! I failed, and I can't re-roll that. It's during my charge phase. I've already used my command re-roll.
That's true.
Sadly, that means I lose a bike model.
1 bike. I did kill a bike.
Now I get to try and actually sink this charge home. 6-inch charge, not a whole lot. It doesn't mean that I can't probably move away, far enough away to get away from your Scorpec Lord, who's going to have a heroic intervention move, which I'm a little worried about. That 6 was actually a pretty bad roll on my side, and does leave me within 3 inches, even if I scoot over. My Blade Guard veterans have an off chance of being able to make it through all this terrain and actually engage. They will go for a Hail Mary. I need a full boxcars, a 12 roll here, a heroic charge from the Blade Guard veterans. It's close, but not close enough. Sadly, they fail. That means that I don't move at all. That would be the end of my charge phase.
That would be frustrating, man. That would be very, very frustrating, I would have to say. And I have, like, my patience sucks sometimes, man. Oh, boy.
I don't get to move anything else.
I get to
Not
do
having-
heroic intervention.
Not having control over the situation is irritating to me, you know, at times.
Heroic intervention happens when a unit is within 3 inches of a character, and that character
Because you
is
can't
not
control
already
what
in
happens to
engagement
you,
range.
you know?
If you'd rolled farther, you would have got away, but he is going to heroically intervene.
That's why I hate RNG so much.
That means
I hate
I'll get
RNG
to fight your
sometimes.
bike.
Well, not sometimes.
To do
Most
a
of the time.
fight, I'm
Sometimes
first
RNG is
with my
okay,
pilot,
but
which means I can move 3 inches before fighting. So over
games
here, this is gonna count for a
way
lot,
too
so
much
I'm gonna get
RNG
way more intercessors
most
into
of the
the
time.
actual fight by hopping over these barricades. Now, you can fight through barricades.
like
So the pilot move allowed
like
my
a real
pilot
army
to
fashion,
get within engagement.
slow and steady.
I have 9 intercessors on the charge here. All right, so I'm going to start with my Assault Intercessor Sergeant. He has 3 attacks right out of the box. He has an Astartes Chainsword,
Dang.
which adds another attack. And he also has Angels of Death, which means that he's charging or has been charged or is heroic intervening, he gets an extra attack. So he alone is going to dish out 5 attacks into these swarms. Here he goes. He only hits 3 times. My strength is 4.
Canoptic Scarab Swarm is toughness 3.
That means I wound you on 3s. Look at that. 3 wounds. Fantastic. Astartes Chainsword is -1 AP.
My Canoptic Scarabs have a 6-up save.
So that's, you're just gonna
That base
get chained
has
up good.
1 wound remaining.
4 wounds apiece for these swarms.
4
so
wounds apiece for the Canoptic Scarab Swarm, yeah. So 11 wounds total. So 4, 5, 9,
Dang.
and 11.
All right, I've already fought, meaning now I get to choose to consolidate, which you have to do towards the nearest enemy model. All right, so next I'm going to pick my next charger. It's my bikes.
I'm going to spend 2 command points of my remaining 4 to take me down to 2 to choose to interrupt during the fight phase. Now, the way this works is because you've already declared an active fighting unit, After you've declared a unit to fight, I can spend 2 command points to interrupt with one of my units to then fight you before you get to fight again. Again, it can only happen once, and I'm going to choose the Skorpek Destroyer Lord.
But why?
Because those bikes scare me. So because I spent the command points, I'm going to go big or go home. I'm going to hit you with my Hyper Phase Harvester. So it gives me strength.
That's what I would do.
Strength 6. So I'm hitting. It's a strength 8 weapon. It's AP 4, and it's a flat 3 damage. But I'm -1 to hit you. I normally would hit you on 2s, but I'm -1 to hit because of the weapon. So now I'm hitting you on 3s. However, I'm a Destroyer Lord. I reroll once. So hitting you on 3s. Oh my!
Hit.
Strength 8 versus toughness 5 on the bikes is 3s. Rerolling the 1s because I'm a Destroyer Lord. Oh! So I do flat 3 damage and flat 3 damage all at AP -4.
-4 means that I don't get an armor save.
No, you don't.
So I don't get to roll any dice there, and I take a total of 6 damage to my unit. You can't.
Dang.
So you kill off my not sergeant.
Punishing.
Bike sergeant. He has 3 attacks base. He gets an extra attack for his Astartes Chainsword. He gets a further extra attack for Angels of Death, and finally he gets 2 extra attacks for Devastating Charge for being an Outrider. So that's 7 attacks on the charge. Here he comes, chopping up Necron warriors wholesale.
I'm so glad I killed the other
Look
one.
at those 1s. Where's his cap?
Those are cool dice. I like the
So
black
AP
and
-1,
orange.
my Necron warriors have a 4-up save, which means I'm on 5-up. I save them. I save 2, and I fail 1. I'm okay with that. I will take out a Necron warrior. And that's all your charger, sir?
That's it.
So then I'm going to get to fight back with my Necron
Sorry that I'm not talking. I'm trying to digest all this and try to take it all in and everything. So
warriors. So I've got 9 Necron warriors that can fight back against your Primaris Outrider Sergeant.
they do a very good job at explaining how to play the
That
game.
means I get a 3-up.
The editing
That's
is
2. I take
superb,
a
I would say.
Actually, I'll use a command stratagem here to re-roll that because I can. It's near the end of my phase.
Not like I'm an editing expert or anything.
They have 4 attacks each. Any 6s will automatically wound you to hit because feet are mandibles. So I need 5s. So that is going to be a total of 3 wounds against your Intercessor Assault Squad.
I would say if I would start like a second army and it had to be a Xenos, it would probably be the Necrons, man. The Necrons are pretty cool. After doing research into them,
Saving me on 3-ups.
even though they're a-holes.
So,
That's an
I
understatement.
took a wound.
You took a wound.
You in the back.
Just as bad as the
Well,
Imperium,
friends,
basically, I guess.
I have lost enough on my bikers this round to get a +2 to my roll. Actually, that means with my leadership of 8, I still can't fail.
Still can't fail. I lost 2 Necrons, and because of the +1 to the leadership from my Overlord, my Necrons don't have to test either. I lost 3 of my Canoptic Scarab Swarms, which normally you would think they'd need to test for morale, but as their leader,
Got a lot of air in me today, man.
cannot roll a
Jeez.
7 on a 6-sided dice. I have tried to roll 7 on a 6-sided dice.
It's probably
It
that
doesn't
protein
work.
shake.
So again, nobody has to roll morale.
It's good,
at this
but
point.
man,
That takes us to the end of the first turn.
All right.
especially after a workout.
All right, turn 2.
Turn 2.
So turn 2, my command phase, first thing I do, get a command point. My Royal Warden is going to use his adapt.
Let me just say this too. I don't know if you guys care or not, but you don't necessarily need a protein shake after your workout. I just do it for convenience, basically, and it helps get carbs into the muscle and stuff. But no, you don't need to do that. People will say that you do, but you don't.
Shoot and charge if they choose to.
As long as you get your
My
protein,
Overlord is gonna
enough
use
protein
his
throughout
command
the day
ability
and stuff.
to give them my will be done. I get 1 back, and I don't get 1 back. He's just got to be placed in coherency with the rest of the models. Movement phase. So start of my movement phase, I'm going to move my Royal Warden. I'm going to move my Crypto Thrall just about an inch away so I can't fail a charge. And I move my Plasmancer a couple inches away. All right, so now my Necron Warriors, because of the adaptive strategy, are able to fall back, and they'll still be able to shoot. That's my Lord. He's going to move up to here. Reserves. So it's the second turn, which means I can bring my reserves on from any table edge except in your deployment zone. I have all 3 of my destroyers as well as their plasma sight to come in. So 9 inches from these guys, That puts me all the way back here. So I'm going to go there. Plasma sight's going to hide there.
So this guy can't like shoot like something like this guy, right? Or if they were right here, this guy can't shoot this guy if he was close. Let's say this guy was like right here, I'm guessing. This guy couldn't shoot that because he's more than 3 inches. Or I can't remember. Somewhere 3 inches from a friendly. If I'm getting that right. I don't know. Let me know in the comments.
He's going to go there, and this guy's going to bring up the backside. My Plasmancer's Harbinger of Destruction ability, unit with an 18 that's closest, which is your Assault Intercessors, on a 4-up, you take mortal wounds. So that unit takes 3 mortal wounds.
Ouchity, ouchity, ouch. I don't get any saves against that.
So my Royal Warden is going to shoot 2 times.
Those are your damage over time, right?
I hit you twice. I am strength
I'm
5.
guessing.
I do not wound you. So strength 4 versus T4 is on 4s. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds, sir.
8 wounds. AP 1. So I am a Blade Guard veteran. I have a Storm Shield. 3 wounds. We use a stratagem that costs 1 command point to re-roll one of these ones. Hopefully save myself a Blade Guard veteran. It does! Huzzah! I'm gonna have 2 wounds off.
I'm going to declare a charge with my Overlord into your Primaris Outrider.
Wish I would stop itching.
9 inches. All right, so I'm going to charge my Crypto Thrall into the Assault Intercessors. I hopefully can make it. Look at that, I can. And now, to get within an inch of you, yeah, that's a big charge. I need at least a 10 to reach with my destroyers. Otherwise, they're going to stand there and do nothing. So here we go. Oh, I failed. I'm going to spend a command point on the stratagem to re-roll. 11! All right, so start of the fight phase, before I declare who's activating, I have to declare whether I want to inject tainted energy into my Scorpex. On a D6, I roll. If I get a 1, it actually kills one of them. So my destroyers are going to have an extra attack and +1 strength. So I have 2 weapon profiles inside this unit. There's the Threshers, and then there's the Reap Blade. So I'm going to do the Hyperphase Reap Blade first, just because it's so fun. I hit you on 3s. Oh, I only hit you twice. I don't want to spend any command points to re-roll that. And I rolled 2s. Ugh. So strength 8 versus toughness 4, I need 2s. So that's 2 at AP 4 and flat 3 damage.
So I'm just going to kill these 2.
So I'm wounding you on 3s. Oh, only 3 wounds at AP 3. Flat 2 though.
So 6s.
Nice. Nice.
2, so it'll kill 1 guy. 3 attacks from my Overlord hitting you on 2s. I hit you twice. I'm at strength 7 versus toughness 5, so on 3s to wound. I'm going to command point re-roll that. That 2 becomes a 4. 2 wounds at AP 3, D3 damage each.
Are those stratagems that he used there too, like the other guy did? Huh.
Save one of them, I believe.
I'm guessing.
D3 damage is 3 wounds on your bike, sir.
He's got 1 wound left.
Well, I hit you 8 times.
Oh, good lord.
I'm strength 6. No bonus to my strength, so I'm wounding you on 3s.
Okay.
Re-rolling 1s.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
Well, Tycho,
Isn't that fun?
you get to make 8 AP1 saving throws.
So if I roll 4 or higher,
if you roll 8 4s,
I'm okay.
oh, he almost does.
Failed twice. My bike sergeant has been destroyed. I've taken quite a few losses.
The luck
on
of the
the
dice
intercessors, 5
is
in
with
fact this round, meaning
with
I
that
get
guy.
+5 bonus to my roll, and I need to come under my 8 leadership. So I'm not particularly confident in that. I'm going to use a stratagem. Cost me 2 command points. that is insane bravery. This means that I just don't have to roll, and they're going to stand there and keep fighting. This is the only opportunity I'm going to get to use this stratagem. It says particularly in the stratagem itself, it's usable only once per game.
Nice.
Command phase. I'm going to gain 1 command point back. Sing a lot with my chaplain.
Can you use stratagems at any point in the game, or is it like at a certain point, like at the shooting phase or whatever? Morale. I guess, I don't know. Anyways.
La la la. So these two guys advance. They won't be shooting, and they will not be charging. But everybody else is available to do so. At the end of my movement phase, I'm going to bring on my strategic reserves. So I'm going to bring them right here. Uh-oh. I have eradicators.
Oh, do you ever?
And eradicators eradicate things. I'm going to
True that.
the unit because if I declare only 1 target for my shooting phase, with all of my models in my unit, I get to shoot twice. So I'm going to do that.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, not too beautiful. Only 4 hit. Okay. I have a strength of 8. You have a toughness of 6.
Yeah.
So I'm wounding you on 3s. I'm going to use a command reroll to reroll my 2 because I want lots of wounds on this guy.
Sure.
That means that all wounds get through at minus 4. 4 wounds at minus 4.
Oh, that punches my armor completely, but he has what's called an invulnerable save. And an invulnerable save is a flat save that doesn't get negated by armor penetration value. It's, oh, lordy. Oh, and I fail 3. I need to try to make him live. So I'm going to re-roll with my last command point. So I'm out. I need to make a 4 or better to save. And I do. So 2 of them go through.
Now, I am within a foot, meaning that I actually get to roll 2 dice for damage and pick my favorite.
Why's that?
Because I'm a melt-a-weapon. So for the first one, 6 damage.
Those are like the shotties, right?
So you don't even
Plasma
roll
shotties,
second
I
damage.
guess.
So my Scorpeg Lord,
Is
who
eradicated.
did some work and heroically intervened, is definitely eradicated.
Those 4 guys who are in combat, and because they have pistols, can shoot in combat. Crypto Thrall. I'll hit.
Heavy bolt pistol. That I did not know that was a thing.
2 wounds, and I have a 3-up armor save. What's the AP?
So
I
is
roll
it
better
the
on
heavy
save,
bolters?
And I fail. And I'm
Space
out of command
Marines?
points, so my Crypto Thrall
Huh.
is dead.
Blam, blam. My first charge will be my Justiciar. That's only a 5. But he didn't need it, so in he comes. Charge with my Blade Guard veterans into your warriors.
Yes,
and
sir.
again, no Overwatch.
Nope.
Lieutenant 8. That's a worthy charge. We go straight up over here to give the captain a clean run out.
Clapham's got a clean run too. He needs an 8. Does he make it? A 3.
I'm going to use my command point reroll.
Dang, he might sneak in there, man.
That's an 8.
That does it.
Yes, sir.
Steal
Here we
this.
go.
I'm going to heroically intervene with my Plasmancer to get into range of your assault intercessors.
Justiciar is attacking your Overlord. 4 wounds on you.
And I make 2. 4 damage. I think I have 1 wound left.
Blade Guard veterans have 3 attacks base. They have Angels of Death, so they have 4. Sergeant ends up with 5, so that's going to be 13 total. Because I'm within 6 inches of my Ancient, I get +1, so I'm hitting you on 2s. Because I'm within 6 inches of my
Sorry, guys, I have to bend over because my
1,
laptop.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Necrons.
Captain has 5 attacks base, 6 on the charge, I believe. So, 4 wounds, -3, 2 damage apiece.
4 wounds -3, 2 damage each. 2 damage each, so I'm going to kill 1 destroyer, and then the destroyer that is in base with the intercessors has 1 wound remaining.
The lieutenant has 4 base attacks, 5 on the charge, 5 wounds.
5 wounds. So the first one, it's going to kill that destroyer. So we'll move him out of the way. And then the last 4, I need 6s. He's dead. And I think that is the end of the fight phase. So I lost 8 Necron warriors.
Dang.
My leadership is 10. +1 from my Overlord is 11. So that means if I roll a 4, 5, or 6, I'm going to suffer the effects of morale. Oh, so
there
I
it
suffer
is.
the effects of morale. I lose 1 model automatically.
Oh, dang.
This guy cannot be reanimated, so he's well and truly dead. And now
That sucks.
I have to roll attrition. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not under half my starting value. So I need to roll for every model remaining in the unit. And on a 1, that model 2 will flee because of combat attrition. Had I been under half, on a 1 or a 2, I would actually lose more models. So I have 10 models remaining. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On any 1s, these guys, I lose more models. I'm okay. Good thing I wasn't under half, I would have lost more. So that's all I lose for the morale phase. At the end of the second turn, exactly what I thought was going to happen. The moment you got to grips with my lions, you started to munch the crap out of me. I think you're in a really good place now. If I can get some reanimation back, if I can get these back up, and then I can shoot you enough, I think I can hold you off. But I'm really in tough with my Overlord there. He's going to have to get out of there. I'm in a tough spot, and the Marines are definitely in a good spot, I think, to take this. What do you think, Tycho?
I think that the second round has shown that.
Man, that's so hard
once
not
I've
to
got
like
grips, I'm able to do my juicy
yawn
damage,
fool.
take out a serious threat on this side and a serious threat on this side. I think I'm in a good position to move in. At the same time, you can reanimate and move your unit back and do a lot of damage there. We'll see how this plays out, but I feel pretty confident that I've taken the center of the map. I'm showing the crusade off and using power swords to their full effect.
Are you ever?
Power swords, right? Those are, yeah. So they're the ones that the assault marines, right, use. The power swords. Then you got the chain swords, of course. But anyways.
End of movement phase, he's going to do on 4-ups, they take mortal wounds. Take 2 mortal wounds to the intercessors. I'm going to shoot him at the Judiciary. Everything hits. 3 wounds.
I need to play more Dawn of War. I got 14 hours in. I'm like in the 6th mission on the first one, but I got tired of getting my butt kicked, basically. They rush you, man. They didn't play back then with video games like they do nowadays, man. Which is for the better. Not, I mean, being harder is a lot funner than having your hand held, right? In my opinion. And I like that, where you learn. You have to learn, right? Go through your head what you did wrong. That's how you get better in life.
And then it's warriors.
He lives!
Unfortunately, we don't have people that want to do that anymore.
4 inches, I'm good. Flip. Warriors are going to charge your GCR. 5.
Fail across them.
Command point reroll. They're in. Yeah. So start of the fight phase, everybody within 6 of him. On a 4-up takes mortals. Starting here, he takes a mortal wound. He does not. Assault intercessors do not. Blade guard takes a mortal wound. So it kills a blade guard at the start of the phase. You got lucky. Okay. Well, they hit twice.
Hit twice. And wound once.
Wound once. AP ridiculous.
Actually, I'll use a command point to reroll, so 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
-4.
Nope. Damage.
Oodles. Okay. Blade Guard champ will charge your bad man.
Yeah.
He's just surrounding them, man.
I really hope that this helped you learn how to play the game of 40k.
It did.
Fantastic.
That was a good video. I liked it.
We're very happy to kick off 9th edition 40k with the Indomitus box set and its contents. We had a lot of fun filming this. We hope you enjoyed watching and hope you learned something. Until the next time you see us in the far-flung future of a grimdark universe, play on.
I really do want to thank Play on Tabletop, and that was a great video. That was good. Helped me understand the game a little bit more, right? As a noob. And good editing. You know, the editing is what really helped too, you know? And showing the stats and how many inches you need to be and where to, you know, what you can do. So, good job, Play on Tabletop. Like, thank you. That was a good video. But anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a good, an amazing day.